Operation Light Gun. Lethal Enforcers, Risaru Enforcer Zoo, is a 1992 shooting game released for the arcades by Konami. The in-game graphics consist entirely of digitized photographs. This caused controversy as it allowed players to shoot photorealistic representations of enemies. Set in Chicago, Illinois, United States, the player takes control of a police officer who has one day decided to go to the donut shop for a break. While sipping the last drop of coffee, he gets a call from the police department. They said that a major crime organization has invaded town, and they need his help. He decided to check out the bank. From that point on, he is going to experience the toughest job that he would have during his years in the police force. He has been assigned and agrees to help stop a growing crime wave that puts the city's security in serious jeopardy. Along with a helper, a second player can join in. Initially armed with a standard issue service revolver, the player can acquire upgraded weapons during the course of play: a .357 Magnum, a semi-automatic pistol, a combat shotgun, an assault rifle, a submachine gun, or a grenade launcher. The submachine gun and grenade launcher can only be used once, while other weapons can be reloaded like the basic service revolver. When the player loses a life, his weapon reverts to the basic service revolver. When the player loses all lives, the game will be over unless she chooses to continue. Lethal Enforcers has 6 stages, including the training stage, the bank robbery, Chinatown assault, hijacking, the drug dealers, and chemical plant sabotage. During each stage, the player must shoot the armed robbers without harming any innocent civilians or fellow policemen. One shot is enough to kill most enemies. At the end of each stage, a boss must be killed in order to complete the stage. A dip switch setting in the arcade version allows operators to let players progress through the stages in a linear fashion. Arcade mode, or select individual stages. Street mode. Enemies always wear sunglasses, ski masks or gas masks, while fellow police officers and innocent bystanders are always barefaced. The boss character, however, sometimes will have his face exposed. There are different ranks that the player can attain, depending on how well the player performs. The ranks are Patrolman, Detective, Sergeant, Lieutenant, Captain, and Commander. When the game begins, the player's rank is Patrolman, and after each stage the player will be promoted, provided they have not killed any innocents. Other police officers who briefly appear on screen count as innocent victims in the event they get shot by the player. If any innocents are killed, the player either maintains his or her rank or gets demoted, although the ranks do not go below Patrolman. Home versions were released for the Super NES, Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, and Sega CD. The home versions make use of a revolver-shaped light gun known as the Konami Justifier, which came packaged with the game. A standard controller can be also used in lieu of the light gun in these versions. A second player Justifier light gun, pink in color, was available only by mail order from Konami. The CD version features higher quality CDDA music, sampled from the arcade original. Lethal Enforcers 1 and 2, 2-in-1 compilation titled Lethal Enforcers Deluxe Pack in Japan, released for the PlayStation in 1997. Lethal Enforcers was one of the video games involved in the video game violence controversy of the early 1990s, and at the time it was not sold in toy stores. Along with Night Trap, the Genesis version was one of the first video games to be rated MA-17 by Sega's Video Game Rating Council. Regional differences. The Japanese arcade version of Lethal Enforcers contained several differences from the US and European arcade versions. These differences include the how to reload animation. The US and European versions show a woman shooting outside of the cabinet screen to reload in-game, while the Japanese version shows the default revolver and how to reload it, and an additional enemy taunt, Die, Pigs, which was removed from the US and European versions. In popular culture, a level in Konami's shooter Jikai or Shabari Parodius is modeled after Lethal Enforcers and has the player character avoiding moving crosses. Both the blue and pink Konami justifiers appear at the bottom of the screen during the stage. The We Are Scientists album Brain Thrust Mastery contains a song entitled Lethal Enforcer in reference to the game. The album contains many video game related titles such as Altered Beast, Ghouls, From Ghouls and Ghosts, and Gauntlet. Lethal Enforcers was followed by Lethal Enforcer 2, Gunfighters. Both games would later be released in the 2-in-1 compilation Lethal Enforcers 1 and 2. Years later, Konami released the Police 911 series as a Japan-themed sequel to the original plot. This was also followed by the arcade game Siege no Hero, which was localized and renamed as Lethal Enforcers 3 for Western audiences. Thank you one and all for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed looking back at some light gun classics. Goodbye.